As we get closer to the 2024 presidential election, Donald Trump is making his Olin push on unions as he meets with the leadership of one of the biggest unions in the United States. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video today. It is time to talk about the 2024 presidential election, because most of you probably know, Donald Trump is not your traditional Republican on many issues. Not a shocking take, I know. But the one issue, or really two, that I think he differs himself on the most from, say, George Bush, is related to trade and unions. Unlike Bush, he's for fair trade, not free trade. And unlike Bush also, he's a bit more lenient on unions. Like, he's not like full-blown, I support every union, I'm going to shill for them 24/7, but generally speaking, he is a bit more favorable to them than Bush. Well, despite this, Trump does better with union voters, like 10 points or whatever, but he still loses the union vote by 20, I think it was in 2020. Well, guess what? The Trump campaign this cycle has realized, hey, there is still room to grow with these voters. And they have been meeting, in particular just yesterday, met with one of the largest unions in America ahead of an endorsement pitch. You heard that right. There is a possibility Teamsters, one of the largest unions in America, could be endorsing Donald Trump for this cycle. This is massive. And electorally, this is very significant. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Now, let's be clear about one thing. Teamsters, there's not a 100% guarantee they support Trump. In fact, it's still probably unlikely. But the fact that these unions are even considering endorsing a Republican should tell you everything. Look, Teamsters has not backed Republicans since, I think, Reagan in '84. So, it's been many years since they even considered this. Now there's a possibility of them backing Trump this year. So let's get into it. After huddling privately with former President Donald Trump, Teamsters President Sean O'Brien said late Wednesday that the Republican primary frontrunner will meet with union members at its headquarters later this month. Look, this may seem insignificant because, hey, it's just a meeting, whoop-de-doo. If this was Nikki Haley, they would say, we're not even going to meet with this guy. We're saying, hell no, go away. Nikki Haley would get laughed out of the room, especially for what she said about Social Security, Medicare, her having a very bad past with unions, supporting free trade. There's a lot of stuff of a traditional Republican would piss off unions with, but not Trump. Trump's the only Republican that could go into a private meeting and end up, hey, I'm going to meet with many of its union members at their HQ next month, or this month. The union backed President Biden in 2020, but has undertaken a more wide-ranging endorsement process this year. There are serious issues that need to be addressed to improve the lives of working people across the country, and the Teamsters Union is making sure our members' voices are heard. As we head into a critical election year, O'Brien sent in a message posted on social media, along with a picture of him posing with Trump. You don't see this usually. Union presidents, in particular, they usually hate Republicans, and even Trump. It's union members that are more supportive of Trump, but the fact that the president of Teamsters, the fact that he is talking with Trump and saying, hey, well, let's just look more into this guy. Let's see if he's our guy for next year. We thank the former president for taking time during this private meeting to listen to the Teamsters' top priorities. And this is the difference between Donald Trump and, say, Nikki Haley. Trump is the only Republican that would even consider listening to them if he was offered an opportunity. Nikki Haley would say, nah, I don't want to. Which she would never get the opportunity to, but either way, Trump's the only Republican that just listens. He's the only Republican that, hey, I want to listen to these groups and see what they got to say. Like, what's their top priorities? What do you want? The Teamsters has opened its doors to 2 presidential candidates across the political spectrum, including former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson on the GOP side, Democratic primary challengers to President Biden, and independents RFK Jr. and Cornel West. So they're considering everybody, even Asa Hutchinson, which his record is not pro-union, far from it, but this does show you that the unions are not 100% behind Biden right now. They're very hesitant, and I can see why. A lot of people are struggling badly. Even the unions, they are not doing good right now. And people are blaming Biden for it, rightfully so. It's like, why are we going to endorse the guy that we know is hurting us, but when we could possibly support somebody else? A union spokesperson told Politico in late December that it had been in a conversation with the former president about joining one of its events, which feature union leadership and rank-and-file members from a range of fields, but scheduling conflicts prevented Trump from appearing in the initial batch held earlier this month. This paragraph, or at least this part of the story, in my opinion, is the most significant. Yeah, he met with the leadership, and yeah, there's been talks about it. But think about this. They invited Trump to one of their events. Not only just that, usually they would say F you to Republicans. He had scheduling issues and couldn't make it, I think it was last month, yeah. They're offering him a second chance. They're saying, okay, we still want to hear you. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually they're like, oh, well, you didn't show up, screw you. They are really considering this. They're like, hold on here. Let's just give him another chance to show up later this month. The Teamsters is one of the several prominent unions that have yet to endorse Biden's re-election. Though the labor-friendly president enjoys strong support from national unions overall. The AFL-CIO, they're going to always endorse a Democrat. It would be a miracle for a Republican, especially now, to get the support of them. The country's largest labor organization in June extended its earliest ever endorsement to the Biden-Harris ticket, which I still don't get. Some of these unions, it's like, you know you're getting screwed. You know your members are suffering because of their policies. So why the hell are you supporting them when a lot of your members are not happy with this guy? I understand that they've been Democrats for 100 years now, but still, it's one of those things where, why? O'Brien has previously attended White House events with Biden, though he has also publicly called for the president to stay out of labor negotiations the Teamsters were engaged in with UPS over the summer that, at the time, had the potential to put more than 300,000 workers on strike. The two sides eventually came to terms on a 5-year deal that was ratified in late August without a work stoppage. However, the fiery union president has, at times, clashed with members of the GOP, most notably Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma, that bozo, in multiple Senate Help Committee hearings over their opposition to organized labor. So, this is more clear of, hey, we're considering Trump, not your generic Republican. We're not considering them because, let's face it, they're not pro-union. They don't want to listen to us. They're for free trade. They're not for fair trade. They don't care. Why should we even consider them? And that's the difference. And this is why I think the GOP has to evolve on this issue of unions. And trade they kind of did, but unions they got to involve even more on. I'm not saying bend over backwards to give unions everything they want, because let's face it, some of the crooks that run these unions, they're not doing it for the workers. They're just not. But still, this is a gold mine. Many of these voters are white working class people that would 100% support you if you just were at least a bit more pragmatic on the issue, not just say union bad, union bad, union bad. And Trump understands this. His campaign understands, hey, we should try to get the support of these unions. Because what happens if he does? What's the downside of this? Well, he's not going to lose votes for being supported by the unions. He won't. He'll gain support. So there's no downside to try to get the support of Teamsters, one of the largest unions in America. It just shows you they're willing to listen now, but you have to be willing just to talk to them. Not just be, we don't support you because you're a union. We're not even going to listen to you. Like Mark Wayne Mullen does. But we got to see what happens. If Trump gets the endorsement of Teamsters, like, let's just say Teamsters has 1.5 million people. Let's say they voted Biden by 10 points. You know, that's a little bit low, but all right. That's 150,000 votes Biden won them by. Just an example, all right? 10%. That is basically the margin of victory for Biden in Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona combined. I know they are mostly in the Midwest, but you get the point that this could fundamentally change the electorate for Trump and give him an easier path to victory. But we got to see what happens. The fact that this is even remotely possible is just a miracle in itself. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.